On behalf of the Global President, Ladoke Alumni Association, Alhaji, Honorable, Engineer, and a new feather has just been added. Now it's a PhD, so we say Dr. Ola Badmos. Sincerely, microphone, please work on this thing now. We sincerely want to welcome every one of us, yourself and myself inclusive, to this very all-important event celebrating the 18th convocation of the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology. Let me say to you who are still undergraduate students of the university that you have not missed road, right path, and rightly on the right track. You will get the certificate winning Best State University in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The same university has been awarded the number 13th best university among over 150 universities in this. This university is indeed blessed with cerebral scholars, lecturers with full chest and capacity. And we are also very much aware that the university is blessed to have you as students. In celebrating this year's convocation, today, the 20th day of April 2026, has been our tagged the Alumni Day. The Alumni Day. And today, in marking the Alumni Day, we'll be having two very, very, very all-important speakers. Asked a simple question. Dr. Sadat, she asked a simple question. She came from Microsoft Africa. She asked a simple question, and one of the faculty, and I'm proud to tell you that that department and of course that faculty is the heartbeat of this university. She can play Ebenezer obey for you. I'm correct. Thank you very much. She answered the question of everybody that were in the hall. We made use of the great hall. She answered the question, and the guest speaker promised her a scholarship through ICANN. Scholarship through ICANN. Now she graduated. Where I'm going on about this story is that when she graduated, the lady, the senior manager from Microsoft, ensured that she served in a reputable international company. That was not part of the award, but she had that to it. She served there. She's one of the very few Nigerians that ended NYSC today and resumed work as a full staff of an international company the following day. So what am I saying? I want to appeal to you to please pay maximum attention as we'll be enjoying the voice of our guest lecturers today. We'll be having Engineer Haba Abubakar Aliyu, a distinguished public servant. He's the MD and CEO of Rural Electrification Agency of Nigeria. If you are from a particular village without electricity, congratulations to you, because you will meet with engineer Senior Commercial Manager of Microsoft Africa, be coming around today. I want to assure you that we'll have the Vice Chancellor of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Professor Olatunde Ram Kalilu, will also be joining us with the management team, and of course the leadership structure of Lautech Alumni Association. Pending the time we will have all of them in the hall, I will leave you in the good hands and soft music.
Ọlọ́run ló ṣe yìí fún wa. Agbára wa kọ́ rárá. Ọlọ́run ló ṣe yìí fún wa. Agbára wa kọ́ rárá.
Ọba òkè lónìí rí òkè fàkùkọ tó lókè ẹ má lọ fòbí dán wẹ́kùn o ẹ má lọ fòjò wà gbòjò. Ọba òkè lónìí rí òkè fàkùkọ tó lókè ẹ má lọ fòbí dán wẹ́kùn o ẹ má lọ fòjò wà gbòjò. Àwa ti Ládòkè àwa ti Ládòkè Akintola àtúntẹ̀lé oríire ti dé.
Indeed, you're the best indeed. When I see you as your blessed indeed. Only you bring out the best in me. Loving you, it be my destiny. Oh no, I don't know if you love me like I do. Now you dey light my fire too. I want you to be my love, it's you love, baby. She don't only Gucci bag or the Fendi. Yeah, she give me butterfly in my belly. Oh Lord, I want you to be my love, it's you love, baby. If I was running, baby, she gon' stay. Yeah, she give me butterfly in my belly. Oh Lord,
So, sugar cane sweet, but your love is sweeter. So below juice mixed with a little ginger. Oh girl, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me. I wanna live with you. I got the reason why I can't let go. Girl, you never know, so you conquer up. Man, them so far to find your love. Girl, you never know, so you conquer up. Man, them so far to find your love. Girl, you never know, so you conquer up. Man, them so far to find your love. Girl, you never know, so you conquer up. Man, them so far to find your love.
Wow.
far to find your love. Girl, you never know you gon' cause up. Man, them so far to find your love. Girl, you never know so you gon' cause up. Man, them so far to find your love. Every little thing you did do to me, you sweet to me. I'ma get say body in a bucket. So you know, see, I'm falling for love. Overloading, I'll be overloading. Your bank account, money plenty down me. They tell me this, they tell me that. They say my bitch, say she a bad. Anytime I'm down, I knock it out. Rubber band, oh rubber band. Every time I put down, they show me that. If I know loud, she got my back. But do you cool? I'm happy that. But do you cool? Say everything I do is for my woman. Anything I do when you talk, I go do. Me I know they see another girl for my visuals. Love me, you know my visuals. You don't go to my own 100. You make a bicycle and a boy will love. Not in my eyes, you know what you don't tell. I'm telling cause I give you umbrella. I thought we in this together. Give you my necklace, spender. Give you my last cash, spender. I show you my best friend. I thought we in this together. Give you my necklace, spender. Show you my best friend. I give you my last cash, spender. Everything I do, I under. Don't you be so distant. I'm just trying to see your vision. Let the sunshine you glisten. Really got me feeling different. You don't have to feel no way. You can hit me up all day. Maybe you don't need permission. Oh yeah. T'as brûlé toutes mes ambitions, mais pas ma vie, no way. J'ai répondu à toutes tes questions. Arrête de nous comparer. Why so distant? Si t'en vas plus j'ai envie. Nous so distant, baby. Oh yeah. Baby don't you be so distant. I'm just trying to see your vision. Let the sunshine you glisten. Really got me feeling different. You don't have to feel no way. You can hit me up all day. Maybe you don't need permission. Problem you know the feeling. We can try to enjoy. You know the feeling. We can try to enjoy. Sikata uru need the finish. We can try to enjoy. Problem you know the finish. We can try to enjoy. Make we dance like Luala. Dance like Luala. Person keep pressing. But online I still finish. I'm getting my blessing. Problem, you know they last forever. Make you try to enjoy. I walk up from Pelham with jet to a better just to find a mentor. Now who talk, they hear what? Now who watch they get caught? Reaching out. DJ Bolt in the building. My brother, I know we calculate, the calculus, if you let me go. I know the reason how many people have fed me go. Inside the life, now inside the campus. Open my eyes, Lord, make God they see ya. Make I face my front. Make a body no use me just run. Make what no stay my clothes. I'm advantage every time I call. Cause now only time where they set my cause. In my own in as I run my run. Me I know they for the attack alone. I'm advantage every time I call. Cause now only time where they set my cause. don't plenty. You don't plenty. Yeah, whoa. Inside now, yeah, I sit down. Where you for this one, no day for them. Tired it up, change up for them. Oh my sinner, but you take 1 second to change your ways. Change your face. God let you go start again. On your rest, oh. And when you don't get straight to God.
I don't want nobody to keep my matter killing. For this life I live, I want to be celebrated. Don't wanna waste my days, I want to spend them on enjoyment. It's been too long, it's you. Honey, love you. Every day party.
When I had no car, you still be riding for me. Back when I had no rubber, you still be spending fees. Back when I had no boss, you still be spending me. Back when I had nobody, I had you. If you like, show me what you really feel inside. Baby, let me look on me, I'm on to call me.
Recently me looking see you notify. Man who said nobody, I can live my life. If you're not talking money, no go call my line. So man just one day happy, man one day alright.
When I drop, you know it's an anthem. Girl, you wanna play with a big playboy like me. Girl, you wanna play with a big playboy like me. Pull up in the club with all my G's. When we outside, it's an all-night scene. Yeah, them start to shake when they call my name. Don't play with a ball like me. Who you else know live a life like this? LA to Houston to NYC. I'm always on the road, they be on my road. Don't play with a guy like this. I like shy, you I know like Ghana. More than I see for my corner. Give me some more, give me some data. So many years, them I think I'm a farmer. I like shy, you I know like Ghana. More than I see for my corner. Give me some more, give me some demand. Then when I drop, you know it's a mix. Girl, you always pick up when I call your phone. Making it rock like Rolling Stone.
sounds of DJ 4KT. Turn up till 4:30.
Nibiba Efe Joku ni Oshamo Yagi level info. Right about now you guys are listening to DJ 4KT. And they might turn up D430 Agba Oshamo.
I'll be on the phone, calling you tonight. I wanna make you sure, make me know the fight. I don't want to sleep alone, wanna hold you tight. But I fool my eyes, but when my sheet on, say them go feel it, them go run it down, them go hold it, them go. I'll be talking to myself, and I don't even notice. She got me feeling like a zombie. She will shoot like your glories. The way she put that body down, you got me falling truly. I just touched down, and I see you now. So I've been on the phone, calling you tonight. I wanna make you sure, make me know the fight. I don't want to sleep alone, wanna hold you tight. I pull my eyes, but I'll be up. Say them go feel it, them go run it down.
Turn up till 4:30.
Nibiba Efe Joku ni Oshamo Yagi level info. Right about now you guys are listening to DJ 4KT. And they might turn up D430 Agba Oshamo.
Too hot like a heat, funny vibes every night. Non-tolerant, coaster, yeah, I keep style like fuck. Pull up in a beam, too much to clean and talk. I went, flex up, yeah. I forget. The couple of the best. To the full set, the automatic jet, the living up a dance, but very I forget of oh yes, my brothers are oh yes.
You are now listening to the sounds of DJ 4KT. Turn up till 4:30.
àlàyé mi stop ṣe fẹ́ mo fẹ́ jẹ́mbí mo tún fẹ́ jẹ́mbẹ́ ó pọ̀sẹ̀ àgbáwo fẹ́ni fún fẹ́ tó sẹ́yìn àmọ́ra wa ṣe kẹ́. Ọlọ́run tóbi mo dàṣọ ẹbí for my country you can call me Mr. Money. Tó dájú fẹ́ lò ó yàgbà tọ́nà ilẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀. Pépé ayé ní kàyé òye bá formation ló gbà yé jà. Ọmọ ìyá mi chance cause the probability to see a better version of me with agility. You can't be reality, open principality and calamity. But you love me to variety. Never know the funny thing. She want it, see their money like Fiji, dripping like Fiji, like Fiji. So that you know, oh yeah, I don't know, you let go. So that you know, oh yeah, I don't know, you let go.
$1 million baby, over the decoration. I feel like me over me. When you see screenshots, I'm sure it's put in order. Like I am in the job. This is 30 put in Russia. Simultaneous equation, that's balance. Find X or Y. Assignment for those who didn't doubt me.
Mo jábọ́ ti sẹ́ ọmọ náà bá ń ṣe ìràwọ̀ ní méjì ọgbójú kó máa fara mọ́. Mo dárò mọ́jú mo ṣe gara tán. Ṣùgbọ́n mi balẹ̀ ságà lẹ́sẹ̀. Ọmọ olókùn ní kásá, sùkásá. Ìbárabecha, abracadabra, propaganda. Ìlànà púpọ̀, ìsìn tó lórí. Fìlà orí rẹ̀, ìtàgé yìí. Church, all mosque. Money is a must. I'm a Russian cause the beggar really made you for me. I wish I was. Didn't talk to Monaco for a person. I told you I to Palazzo. Because it's time for $1 million. I go for balance. People say we can cover me. No girl was a broke nigga. Who I come out just a motor for my share nigga. I want to win the tonic in water. I know I look very cool. I for our own name.
Badafa, Patina, making my bush up. I'm ready to take it cocky. On the bed, even for like a Casa, Sukasa, Ibarabacha, Abracadabra, Propaganda, La Pupo, Santo, Filari, Italy.
Right about now, you guys are listening to DJ Fokati. And I'm at turn up D430. Agba Yoshamo.
I enter from my Puja, Coca-Cola. Only Montaka Sufesi, I want. I know fit for some, if it don't pass my power. I roll up a shawarma, I get for Coca-Cola. I enter from my Puja, Coca-Cola. Only Montaka Sufesi, I want. I know fit fast, I don't fit to pass my power. I roll up my shawarma, I get for Coca-Cola.
Info, online, on God. He didn't let me ask God. I live flaming, which I'm a shammy, me know we are jamming. I look, I can't move back. Can't you see? Look back, would you marry be a manager? Love this song to me, no shot. It's a crime, baby, don't you waste my time. That's my puss up, my prayers and love. I did for the color, mommy, papa, papa.
I enter from my Puja, Coca-Cola.
Right about now, you guys are listening to DJ Fokati. And I'm at turn up D430. Agba Yoshamo.
I
me not feel fast, I don't feel too fast for power. I roll up my shower, I did fall.
You are now listening to the sounds of DJ 4KT. Turn up till 4:30.
Let's take a flight. Wherever you wanna go, baby. Are you looking for a sign? She know the signs are bound, so I said it. But give me what I say. So you don't like to say well. Enjoy people. Ladies. Oh shit. What's the building?
Your bunda for my sensima. On point to be decima. Other girls know the stamina. You don't come for your stamina. In love with the criminal. If you fit in my benzema. Shakira. We are Samina. Hips don't lie, Amina. I'ma give back it up. Pick it up. Bam bam so like speedy bam. Go for me, need a cup. For your fountain, I don't need a cup. Don't killer, Aya killer, Syria killer, original, international, Steven Seagal, I'm your robber, killer.
Your bunda loco, your body so well. Electronic. You want him all loco, our body so well. Electronic.
I'm unavailable, they know they see me. I'm unavailable, oh they see me.
By you, Shama.
I'm unavailable, they know they see me. 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 I'm sorry for who won't be my matter, sorry. I'm only human, so make nobody para. Say I carry woman, she that man way I for carry, fuck all the rumors. And he said when I talk, say I be pastor. If you know, it can walk. It is not, I got all. Call the go. I'm unavailable. They know they see me. I'm unavailable. They know they see me. I'm unavailable. They know they see me. I'm unavailable. They know they see me.
Living my life, I don't have no time, so you come see me shining. Got too many birds on my IG. Changing my life, how am I not proud in me? She got me going. This fan took on my freedom, so straight for the rules. Look at the last, but I think I'm in it. I'm fit for better. Straight for the rules.
Right about now, you guys are listening to DJ 4KT. And they might turn up D430. I drive you, Shama.
I'm unavailable. They know they see me. I'm unavailable. They know they see me. I'm unavailable. They know they see me. I'm unavailable. They know they see me.
Girl, I wanna feel on you in the cup first. Cause it's been a long time, I see you want close. Now you want helpless against your will. Girl, I've been outside you for the long term. And I've been waiting for a million years. You might be obsessed with the way you're. When are you going to party? Your booty thicker than lava. Smoke on your body, was a. When I put in my face to your holy fire. I see your figure pink chasing me. The science is original. It's a make us insist. So me and the one you're shooting up at the top from the seafood. Send me fire without some belief. I'm a nigga you bring when you drink it. I'm a nigga you sing when you tipsy. I'm sweet, you know I'm sweet. Fast off and get to put you water. Fast off and get to put me water. belong to us, I know. Some me killing on my shoulder, some me killing on me on the low. I wanna pull up, let you know, fight the jelly come water. I wanna finish your red room, till we go enter my room. I remember the boss from the season. Send me fire, we done some delivery. I'm a nigga you bring when you drink. I'm a nigga you sing when you tipsy. I'm sitting on city. Fast off and get to put the water. Fast off and get to put the water. If you have any love, you I'm always good. Stamina, you gon' need more stamina.
Sure.
Oh, you're right, I'm on me now. Make a move, say you cover me now. So many things I could do to you. If only you give me the permission to. Give me the permission to show you the thing I got it. I plug the safe for you. Make I no lie on you. Make I no lie on you.
Shall we all please rise as we welcome the Vice Chancellor of the award-winning Best State University in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I thought you would put your hands together for your Vice Chancellor and my Vice Chancellor. If you are happy to have the Vice Chancellor in the hall with you this morning, please put your hands together very well. Do you agree with me that we have an handsome Vice Chancellor? We welcome you all to the Alumni Day of the 18th Convocation ceremony of the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology. This morning, we have invited individuals with full capacity to address, motivate, and interact with our students, most especially the graduating class. We have invited, the Alumni Association has invited Mrs. Oluwatoyin Olusanya from Microsoft Africa, as well as Dr. Haba Abubakar Liu from the Rural Electrification Agency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Before I go further with the introduction, may I humbly, on behalf of the Global President, Engineer Olamilekan Abdulrahman Badmos, may I request that we all please stand for the anthems. By the Oyo State anthem and then Ladoke anthem. The national anthem, please. Thank you very much. Can we please have our seats? Thank you very much. The Vice Chancellor and Chairman of this year's Alumni Day celebration, marking the 18th Convocation ceremony of the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology. With all due pleasure, may I introduce to us the Vice Chancellor of this university, the university that is the best state university in the Federal Republic of Nigeria under his watch, Professor Olatunde Rom Kalilu. You are very much welcome, sir. We have with us this morning the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Strategies and Development, our father, Professor A.T.J. Ogunkunle. You are welcome, sir. If you want to clap, clap very well. We also have with us this morning the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics and Innovation, Professor D.O. Araromi. You are welcome, sir. Indeed, we are lucky. It is today we have all administrators. The university bossa is also with us this morning. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Kehinde Olusegun Olatokun, FCA. You're welcome, sir. Permit me to humbly introduce the university librarian. Distinguished students, once upon a time, the university librarian seated on the highs here this morning was a student in this university just like you are. Please put your hands together as I introduce Professor Mrs. Olufunke Ebijua. You're welcome, ma. If I go on with other introductions, the chairman, sir, this morning we'll be having two guest speakers. We have engineer Dr. Haba Abubakar Aliyu, who is the MD and CEO, Rural Electrification Agency of Nigeria. He will be joining us online. He's hearing us at the moment. So let's make a shout out to him, encourage him with a clap. Thank you very much. But physically with us this morning, we have the Senior Commercial Manager of Microsoft Africa, who is going to be inspiring our students towards higher level of excellence. And I would like to welcome her to the podium, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Olusanya. You're welcome to Lautech. You're welcome to Ladoke, Akintola University of Technology. Somebody said there are just two universities in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They said one is called another. You're welcome. That so ZK Adeyemo, your mathematics professor. Professor Badmos is also released. I want to the Vice Chancellor. This to be in order for me to introduce our able global president, engineer, embryonic doctor, Honorable Olamileka Abdurrahman Badmos. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, as we and that is what Engineer Badmos, he will return as, okay, not yet, but we will just be using mouth to call him until it is conferred on him. We'll just be using to say congratulations, embryonic. Is embryonic, all right? The Zim, Oladiran Ige. Can we please put our hands together for the Global Secretary? We have with us the Vice President, Northern Nigeria, Mr. Akim Taiwo Shiyobola. You are welcome, sir. We have the Global Ex-Officio 2, Mr. Abimbola Mayowa Eyitayo. You're very much welcome, sir. Because of time and because of the tight schedule of the Vice Chancellor, may I humbly request that all the undergraduates to clap for you. Hello, clap very well. All right, thank you very much. Please be seated. And then a very important set of persons are here. Very done the university perfectly and excellently well. The chair, rise up, clap for yourself. Rise up and clap for yourself. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Permit me to humbly hand over the microphone to our Vice Chancellor, who is the chairman of this occasion, our father, our teacher, our mentor.
Strategy and Development, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Innovation of Faculties here present, great Ogbomoso. I should simply greet you good morning because you are within, and the welcoming should be to this hall that has been standardized. And this year, this is part of the 18th convocation it on Thursday, 16th. Alumni, the association, Global Association of the Alumni, is a critical stakeholder in the setup of the university. And we have been enjoying cordial relationship between the active university community and the alumni. Please, could you direct this thing away a little? That's part of the hazard of being on the high table. Is developing within the university an alumni center, a guest house, and its components of the one of center. But one thing I would like to call the Alumni Association to is you should develop, lift everyone as much as possible. I know that because I know the pressure they employ me in the university. So let the Alumni Association take it upon eventuality. A lot of the graduates of the university will have been empowered. The theme of innovation for sustainable opportunity for employment be easy to create job. It's not that so easy. A lot of people have the ideas, but the financial empowerment is not there. So teach them how to create financial empowerment as well, so that their empowerment could be all round. Where is the MC? No, that was later. I attended it, but that was later. Anyway, I attended University of Ife, and later as the registrar is insisting, I should say University of Ibadan. The two are wonderful universities, and I pray and I hope that graduates of Ladoke will make it great indeed. Thank you very much.
Can we please put our hands together very well for the Vice Chancellor? Do it very well. Thank you very much. Program of this nature. And then Mrs. Miriam particularly asked a simple question from our presentation. And like I said before you arrived, sir, that the person who could answer that question at that time was an undergraduate final year student of the Department of Accounting, Faculty of Management Sciences. And I said to the auditorium before you arrived, sir, that indeed that department is the heartbeat of this university because that is my department. All right, she answered the question. The young lady answered the question, and the lady, the senior manager from Google, was so marveled and said, despite the fact that you are a graduating student, I will still give you your 1 year scholarship to graduation and also sponsor you through ICANN. But immediately the lady convocated, and then she proceeded to NYSC for a 1 year compulsory service to the nation. We contacted the woman from Google, and she said, oh, I have an opening in KPMG. Let her come and serve there. She indeed served with KPMG. And then she was able to maintain a good steam in KPMG. And so the day she finished and passed out of NYSC, the following day, they gave her assumption letter to be a full staff of KPMG. If you know what it means to work with KPMG, then you will clap very well. Indeed, as your students, we are making you proud. Permit me to very quickly recognize a few of the dignitaries that came in, the auditor, and humbly come up here, sir. I've also been asked, G, please clap for mommy, clap for her. Yes, Faculty of Engineering, Professor Z.K. Adeyemo, to please come to the high table. You're very much welcome, sir. Please encourage him. If you are a student in Faculty of Engineering and you are not clapping very well, okay. The Dean, Faculty of Clinical Sciences, Professor Akintola. Can we please put our hands together very more for, please come up to the high table, sir. We humbly invite you to the high table, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. A former president of this association, a graduate of this university, and a member of the University Governing Council, Professor Stephen Olatunde Olabisi. You are very much welcome, Mr. President. Please come to the high table, sir. Please come to the high table, sir. Thank you very much. You are welcome, sir. We have with us also a graduate of this university, okay, the Vice Chancellor has another VG and Development, Professor A.T.J. Ogunko. Let's add one more thing for our Vice Chancellor. Put your hands together for the Vice Chancellor. We are entirely grateful. We appreciate the time you have dedicated to sit with us this morning. Thank you very much, sir. All right. The chairman, sir. We have with us a graduate of this university who is today a professor in the university in the Department of Pure and Applied Chemistry. With all joy, Okay, Professor Abdulhamid, you are welcome, sir. Okay, I don't know what exactly is missing. Thank you very much. As I have more list with me to introduce, I will run through the introduction. I have, Mr. Chairman, sir, I have been informed that the Global Secretary will take the speech of the Global President. The Global Secretary will take the speech of the Global President. The Global President, Engineer Olamileko Abdurrahman Badmos, his speech will be taken by the Global President, Global Secretary, Professor Azim Olatunde Ige. Can we please put our hands together for Professor Ige? He's the Global Secretary and Dean, Faculty of Agricultural Sciences. He's a former Dean, Students Affairs, feeding us, making sure we don't go hungry. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, everybody. The Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Strategy and Innovation, Deans here present, our employer, greatest Nigerian students. At this important gathering within the life of our great institution. It is a proud tradition that we have endured through the years. A defining feature of our convocation ceremony. The Alumni Day lecture continues to serve members of our alumni with aspirations and promise of those preparing to join Alumni Association. We are gathered not meant. This legacy has been who dedicate academic obligation of becoming a PhD holder, which I said that is somewhere on the hot seat. I'm pleased to inform you that in few hours' time, I will have been awarded my sincere appreciation to all visionary leadership as ably led by our Vice Chancellor, Professor Arurom Kalilu. The Governing Council members, and Governing Council Chairman and members, Board of Trustee of Alumni Association. Your stewardship, the theme of this year's workshop, Empowering the Future, enhancing technology, artificial intelligence, in both timely and forward-looking. We are living in an age where digital economy, technology, artificial intelligence, and innovation are redefining how we live, work, and solve problems. They are no longer optional tools. They are essential drivers of sustainable development and global us as alumni, as leaders, to thrive in a rapid changing world. More importantly, it urges us to enhance these tools in addressing pressing societal challenges, particularly in a sustainable life. We are guided by the belief that leadership to contribute meaningfully to the growth of our institution is defined by action. We have moved beyond rhetoric to deliver tangible projects that enhance the welfare of our students and the prestige of our institution. I'm proud to highlight a few of recent achievements of the association. Empowering the next generation, we have institutionalized the provision of scholarship to indigent students, ensuring that finance continue to invest massively in this regard. A modern state-of-art and all-encompassing alumni guest house, generously donated by Dr. Olagide Babatunde, who is also a member of this association. I'm pleased to inform you that this alumni guest house is about 90% completion, and today we shall be laying the foundation and turning of sod for additional edifices such as gym, swimming pool, ultramodern, soccer pitch, among others. On this, we will not relent in giving back to our alma mater. I'm glad to inform you that the same donor, Dr. Babagide Center for this university. Dr. Babagide graduated. To our graduate students, you are about to enter the world, which is dynamic and highly competitive and constantly evolving. However, you are well prepared. The training you have received here has equipped you with resilience, critical thinking, and a problem-solving spirit that sets you apart. I encourage you to be bold in your ambitions, identify challenges within your communities and beyond, and apply this tool of technology, artificial intelligence, and innovation to develop solutions that create value and impact lives. The future belongs to those who prepared to shape it. As we move forward, let us remain united in our commitment to excellence, continuous innovation, and selfless service to our alma mater and to our nation as a whole. On this note, it is my distinct pleasure to appreciate you all for coming to this 2026 Alumni Day Capacity Building Workshop and Convocation Ceremony. Thank you all, and God bless.
Can we please put our hands very better for the global president? Thank you very much. We'll go straight to the business of the day. Olusanya, the Senior Commercial Manager of Microsoft Africa, of Dr. Mrs. Janet Ojediro, to take the citation of the
All protocol duly observed. Thank you. You're welcome. Distinguished guests, Toyin Olusanya. Oluwatoyin Olusanya is a seasoned commercial leader with a distinguished track record of driving revenue growth, optimizing commercial operations, and expanding markets across the technology sector. Over the course of her career, she has established herself as a results-oriented commercial leader known for her strategic depth, disciplined operational leadership, and strong commitment to driving business performance in competitive and rapidly evolving markets. Oluwatoyin is a strong advocate for the integration of digital capabilities, AI, and data-driven decision-making within commercial operations, and she has contributed to the several projects and initiatives enabling organizations to leverage advanced analytics, automation, and technology-enabled tools to strengthen market execution and improve customer engagements. Our leadership reflects a deep understanding of how digital transformation reshapes an organization. and it actively supports business in modernizing our commercial approaches to compete effectively in a technology-driven landscape. Oluwatoyin brings executive regional experience across the Middle East and Africa, navigating complex commercial environments and diverse customer landscape while maintaining strong relationships with stakeholders, distributors, customers, and business partners. Our professionalism, strategic clarity, and the ability to execute with discipline have made her a trusted advisor to regional leaders and a valuable contributor to organizational transformation. Driven by a passion for excellence and commitment to innovation, Oluwatoyin has built a reputation for developing high-performance teams, nurturing talents, and fostering an inclusive culture anchored on empowerment, accountability, and growth. She's committed to advancing female participation and leadership, serving as a mentor to emerging leaders, to advancing female participation and leadership. Toyin is an advanced trained business school for her devotion to excellence, knowledge, and enduring impacts in commercial and technological sector. If you are doing that, do it very well. You're welcome, ma.
Thank you very much, ma. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Please permit me to acknowledge the Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor, and everyone sitting on the high table. I'll also like to stand on all existing protocol as I move forward. Thank you so much. This morning, I've been saddled with the responsibility to talk about from the classroom to career, navigating the future of work and digital skill, creating opportunity in a digital economy, AI, innovation, and job creation. The work that we have today, will you agree with me? Thank you. Okay. It is actually accelerating faster than most people are actually prepared for. And that's why I'm here today, to specially talk to our graduating students and our final year students on that regard. As it is today, this rapidly changing world, just having a degree alone doesn't cut it anymore. What matters most is what you actually do with that degree, how fast you can learn, and how well you can adapt. If there's anything I don't want you to forget today, is the word called adaptability. Because even the future world, we are living in a time where students, just by learning digital skills, relevance in this digital first world. On our path, companies are now based on your level in your hometown. You're actually competing. At the same time, how do we understand this digital economy? Digital economy is not only about technology companies, it's actually about our everyday life. It involves every single industry becoming technology enabled. About our everyday life and every industry becoming technology enabled. That technically means that technology is here to stay. It's not something that is still coming in the future. Technology is here. All industry is actually becoming technology. Technology, one way or the other, we're all connected together. You do not need a particular technology field to just succeed. However, you need to be able to integrate your digital skill into your field. How many people have heard that before? How many people have heard that before? Yeah, to use AI are the people that are going to take the jobs of people that don't know how to use AI. Okay? So what that actually means for us is that digital skills can be seen in different layers. The first is the foundational skill, I beg your pardon. And this involves using tools or the power skill. And here, it involves using data, designing, marketing, and the use of artificial intelligence. There's also a higher layer where it is called the future critical thinking skills. These tools will continue to tell us the world of the future is human AI collaboration. So we're using AI to do our work. AI is not human, it is AI, right? Humans are humans. So we need to be able to learn to use, what is it? It needs to be accurate, right? And it needs to be fast. That's what you are using AI for. Operation of the fact that AI still sits with human is why we need to use AI responsibly. Because whatever use of AI is very important, where we are editing outputs and respecting policies and also protecting data. The work of the future. New jobs are actually going to emerge. New jobs are going to come up, right? The world in itself is evolving. And that's why we're saying you also have to evolve. You have to be adaptable. So what is the new thing coming up? This new technology, right, in my field. I will and produce trustworthy outcomes. Like I said earlier, artificial intelligence automates repetitive tasks, speed up execution, and improves productivity. It also raises expectations as a result of this. We're expected to do more, we're expected to do things faster, and we're also expected to do things better. So for people to stand out, they need to know how to use AI. They need to know how to verify the outputs that AI gives them. And then they need to also use their human judgment. And really, this is what matters most, right? I have a set of data. What judgment am I making on it? That piece is still resting on us as human beings. I need to be able to make an informed decision based on this data that I have. I'll move very quickly to innovation and the opportunities that we have there. Innovation is no longer limited to large organizations. Today, you can start something very meaningful even from just your phone. You can test ideas with minimal resources and reach a global audience without even a physical office. The real question is not whether you have the resources, but whether you can identify a problem and create a solution. That's really what innovation is about, and that's what will give birth to the opportunities that we have. We need to be able to elevate and leverage information. We need to be able to produce original ideas and connect diverse concepts. What problem are you seeing in your environment? How can I use global opportunities to solve that problem? So even just from your smartphone, your tablet, anything like that, you can begin small. You can test the waters. You can try, whatever it is that you want to do. On this point, I'd like to say a quick story. I was in South Africa 2 months ago, and I was speaking with the Jimba graduates at Durban, KZN specifically. And I was blown away at the level of projects I saw them working on, right? They were building something I've never seen before, honestly. And I feel that in itself, that project will be sponsored, and I feel it's going to change how education will be seen later, right? Young graduates from the Jimba graduate school, building on a project, how they're using their personal life on picking courses, why they picked those courses. You'll be able to answer a set of questions. It will give you alternate job opportunities that you can streamline on. Then it will give you the skills that you need to go and develop. Because sometimes some people say, okay, I don't even know what to do. What skill am I supposed to be, upskilling on, or what skill am I supposed to be developing, right? That particular project blew my mind, and I'm still following up on them. I loved the creativity behind it. And it's something that when I asked the question around it, they were like, it's part of things they saw even when they engaged with undergraduates. Oh, I don't know, I'm doing this course, but I can't really tell, what the future is going to be like for me. I'm not sure I'm in the right course right now. When I graduate, what would I do? For them, that is job creation in itself because they are providing value. They are solving a problem. People are going to pay for that resource, right? Another thing we would like to talk about is the human responsible action and the balanced trade-off that needs to happen. In the use of AI, integrity is important, especially in complex situations. With job creation in the digital economy, there is a mindset shift that needs to happen. Beyond just looking for a work in this economy, we need to be able to create value. Value is actually what creates the income, a job. You can freelance, you can build a brand, you can actually even combine. So their first level of people that they are selling to this person in terms of the work they are doing. Another thing I'll speak about very quickly is we have scenarios where people are looking for such services. Even alumni don't have enough time even when they know how to do it. So they'll rather pay some people to do it. But you providing value. Like I said, it's value that will bring about this real income for you, and then the skills will create the right opportunity. Think about the local problems that you have, and then use global competitive digital methods for sustainable impact. About what we're seeing today and what the industries require. And you heard that I'm a strategy person. And really it's about, number one, I want you to please remember today and for the rest of your lives, you will relearn, and that's important. I also like to say build. Can imagine, build something around it. There's so many free tools that you can just test them. You can publish them on LinkedIn, GitHub. We have people that actually have money and they're actually looking for where to put, and that's you putting it out there in terms of publishing those up, which is great. But I also say network even within your peers, because you don't know where your peer is going to be tomorrow, right? So that's very important. Engage in clubs, engage in hackathons. I, as a person, have been doing hackathon in the last 6 years. I don't code. I don't know how to code. However, I joined the hackathon team deliberately, and I work on something called user experience. So I'm able to use those products that they are putting out, I test them through, and I'm able to give feedback. But just listening, join your study groups, gain mentorships, collaborate. It helps you to also get involved in the real world exposure. That's very critical. Opportunities will come to those who are visible, right? As it becomes advanced, human skill as well must become very valuable. The ability to think critically, to communicate clearly, and to solve real problems and work effectively with others will stand out always. The AI world that we have today, by design, requires you to collaborate. So you are collaborating with AI, you are collaborating with people. What do I mean by that? You put in prompts into an AI tool, and you're telling it that this and this and this is what I want to achieve. Meaning AI cannot do what you don't tell it that you want it to do, right? So AI is only able to give you an output, but you need to first type in what you want to do. The quality of the input you give also determines the output you get. And that's why I'm using the word collaboration. That's very important. Same even with your peers or with your colleagues and people you'll be working with, whether it's your client as well, in order to solve real world problems. What am I leaving you with again? An action plan, right? Not just so that you speak or you hear some of these things, but I want you to be deliberate about them, especially to the graduating class. Choose one or two digital skills that you like. Complete one or two small projects as well, and share your work publicly. Connect with at least 5 people in that space. Be consistent. You can start small, but those small steps will create meaningful changes. Key takeaways, without replacing human role, with the 2 or 3 skills you are developing right now: storytelling, collaboration, having a growth mindset, having creativity, which becomes very vital alongside these different tech skills that you require for future relevance. In conclusion, the future of work is digital, but it's also full of opportunities. You are not behind, but you need to be very intentional. The difference between those who will succeed and those who will struggle often come down to one thing: the willingness to adapt. Start where you are, use what you have, build what you can, and keep growing. I would like to say congratulations in advance to all the graduating students. God bless you and God bless Ladoke. Thank you.
Putting our hands together. You can do it better. You can do it better. Thank you very much, ma. She said, and I quote, the future is going digital, yet filled with opportunities. Thank you very much for your time. We most sincerely appreciate it. I will hand over the microphone to the Vice Chancellor.
Good afternoon, everyone. When it was announced that our lecturer is a commercial manager from Microsoft, I was taken aback. The humility. You see, those of us that are outside of computing, we feel that anyone from the Microsoft will look like someone from the moon. So I thank you for the very impactful lecture. The moment you see someone come out and speak, it is not difficult for you to know if that person is in charge of what he's saying. I actually saw that in you. And on that note, I want to congratulate the students, the graduates, and everyone that is here today, because we have been given this opportunity to listen to this all-important lecture. The Yorubas say that the few words that the deaf hears last is the one that he will keep saying from classroom to career. Then several classroom, but now we are well educated. Jobs that we have also listened to adaptability. As a biologist, that word is very heavy. We cherish it in biology more than any other word, adaptation. In other words, once you don't get adapted to situations, we have a proverb in Yoruba, wọ́n ní gbé. Tí wọ́n bá ní kán gbé, tí wọ́n ò bá gbé, ibo ni wọ́n á gbé sí? Ẹ̀yìnkùnlé Olúwa ẹ̀ wọ́n á gbé sí. Which means you have to flow with the tide. You have to be adaptable. I love that word. And it is an encouraging word for even non-scientists. I also listened to you say that new jobs will emerge in future. That's a very soothing statement. It's a very soothing statement with respect to your presentation. So it means that if you refuse to change, what happens? You are left behind. I hope and pray that we shall not be left behind by the grace of God. And the only way to flow with the tide is to keep learning. Thank you. In fact, I need to tell you, sir, Abima, that Ladoke at the Senate. So which means I thought you would clap. It's also adaptive because of the fact that Professor Asafa, are you here? Okay, he's not here. That is the leader, that is the director of the university has been ingrained into the records of technology. So, in essence, I want to congratulate the Alumni Association of Ladoke, and I want to congratulate all the participants. Thank you, and God bless you.
Can we please put our hands together? Thank you very much, sir. Who is the executive director? Technical team are trying to first speaker. Anybody? Any question? Okay, one. I'm going to take only three. Okay, one, Dr. Sayadat. Two, well, okay, Sayadat. Two, well, okay, three. Can you please come up? Can you please? She's a woman here.
I want to appreciate the guest speaker for a job well done.
Thank you very much.
A final year student of Oluwatoyin Olusonya. And the question I will have to ask is the models. So what strategies do you use? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Ayorundi Augustine. I'm a fresh graduate of electronic and electrical engineering. We are always talking about the impacts of AI. So we are not the students. So they found out that those that use AI work. So the adverse, according to them, the adverse effect of that was complex tasks. So that
where I said the T shape, like we can see a T, right, is having an understanding of digital fluency across, right, and then going deeper into one or two digital skills that you require for your field. Do you understand? So you can talk about digital across generally, AI, what kind of tools are being used, Copilot, cloud, any of those things. However, what is giving you roots? Why are you going deeper? You are going deeper based off 2 or 3 skills that is now specialized for your own field. What is required in the accounting field will be different from what is required in the arts, for example, right? Now, however, if you were to put 2 of them together, or even medicine, 3 of them together, they can talk about AI or general digital skills. That's the first one. Then the other side of it to make you grow deeper is now going into specific skills for your own field. Okay? Thank you. The second question, human nature as well, that is pushing out, right, that deep side of AI. Today, you and I will talk about human being, a set of human beings behind it that is also pushing that. And we said it, using AI. So there are different organizations that will tell you, right, it has to be protected based off the project that you are using. So it's not something that is just publicly available. I'm sure the young man that asked the question somewhere here, if you've ever heard about, what is happening even in Europe. So you have things like GDPR that your data must fulfill, and it cannot just cross borders like that. The third question is very interesting to me when you talk about the negative part. I spoke about this during my session where I said the critical thinking part of AI still lies with the human. I'll take that again. This is very basic. This is not what I want. Same thing in accounting. You are trying to merge 2 cells together, right? And you don't want to start from beginning. And it brings back result to you. The account is not balanced. You know there's something wrong. You know that there's something wrong. So what it helps us to do in terms of technology is a doctor is patient on the machine, which is the technology here. The machine can already scan, all the teeth, and it can say this is the teeth that has a problem. Compared to before, maybe people cannot relate, but I'm sure my daddies and mommies on the table can relate. If you get to the dentist, they'll tell you when I hit a particular tooth, raise up your hand. That's how they used to know back then. It's just one of the molar. You can't really tell. But that way, that dentist is actually able to see 30 patients in one day versus seeing 2 or 3 patients in one day. So if you know what you need to do, even when of AI, it still lies with the human being. The output still lies with human beings. The using of AI responsibly, AI ethics, right, lies with human beings like that before. All we knew was corporate internal auditors querying. We have empathy. We feel.
To do a lot of influencing for our product in this university. Over to you. To do a lot of influencing for our product in this university. Over to you, madam.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think for me, I just wanted to find out if we have any graduating students or final year students or anyone actually building something already. You have a project, you have something you are building. It can be very minimum viable product, nothing big. You know, you need a bit of hand holding and things like that. I'm able to look into that and of course collaborate with people to be able to support. That's what I had written down here as well. Key project, you know, that you're working on. That's what I had written down here as well. Key project, you know, that you're working on. You found a problem, trying to get accurate solution, and need a bit of funding. Anyone?
Well, luckily for us, we have the Dean of the Faculty of Computing and Informatics here in the hall this afternoon. The question she has asked, let me use Ogbomoso English to ask, is that do we have anyone who is working at the moment on a project? Oh, we have one hand is up, 2 hands, 3. Okay, the hands is increasing gradually. Oh. I don't know how long. Okay, we're going to do, while we are waiting for the second guest lecturer to come up, please let's make it fast. If you know you can just within 30 seconds speak on what you are working on. Within 30 seconds. If you know you can do that, okay, then double up here. All right. Okay, I'm going to count 5. 1, any other person 2, whoever gets here 3, who is getting here 4, how many of you are here 5? Oh, don't fall down, take it easy. Is it a joint project by all of you? You are working on the same project. I'm going to give you only 15 seconds.
That's enterprise resource planning for ERP, enterprise resource planning for on inventory, finance, HR and all. So looking at a way to integrate AI and blockchain and IoT. So that's what I'm working on.
That sounds interesting. It has element of accounting. That sounds interesting. Please go this way first. No. The one. All right, number 2.
All right, thank you very much, sir. My name is Moses, and in fact, I want to launch the app today. But where I need the support now. Yes, the application, students will be able to purchase data, electricity bills, and also WAHEC pins, and also they will be able to do recharge cards, top up airtime on the application.
He said he's launching the app today. We will give the app a combination of Ladoke and Alumni name. All right, man.
Take them to a corner, give them something to write, let them bring it to her so that she can quickly pick the ones she wants. What do you think?
Okay, sir. All right. Yes, ma'am. Okay, they should put it to right. All right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, I have just been corrected. What we're going to do, we have a team of experts. Can we have, I don't know, any volunteers from our very senior professors? I've just been corrected. We'll give all of them plain sheet of paper. Then we'll give them the next 5-10 minutes. Go and do a brief write-up on what you want to do. All of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, okay. All right, can you please go this way? Can we have, all right, thank you. So they'll give you paper. You have 10 minutes to fall back here. 10 minutes starting from now to fall back here. Is the technical team ready? Oh, thank you, sir. So that they will not go and use AI. All right. They said all of them should write it in the open so that they will not use AI to generate what they want to write. AI to down Kaleo. But it's a project. It's a project. If AI wants to assist them in their English, it's not a problem. All right. Are we ready with the second speaker, the second lecturer? The technical team, please. While we are waiting for the technical team to finalize what they are doing the next 60 seconds. Okay, are we ready? Okay. While we are at that, I've just been informed that we are expecting engineer Dr. Haba to come online. A call has been put through to him. He's in Qatar at the moment for an assignment. While we are waiting for him to join, may I ask a question and see if we have an answer? Dr. Haba Abubakar Aliyu is online. May I, with the kind permission of the Vice Chancellor, may I invite Mrs. Okpeyemi Glory Omotosho, who is going to take an abridged short citation of the guest lecturer.
Aliyu, the Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Strategy, dignitaries here present, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mrs. Omotosho Okoyemi Glory, the Head of Program, Science Laboratory Technology Department, LAUTECH Open and Distance Learning. I am honored to read the citation of our guest speaker, Dr. Abba Abubakar Aliyu. He is here today to share his thought-provoking and expertise on the sub-theme, technology, innovation, energy access, and entrepreneurship, preparing graduates for sustainable livelihood in a changing world. Dr. Abba Aliyu, the Visionary Managing Director, CEO of Rural Electrification Agency, REA, his community, his extensive two-decade career in energy policy provides a robust foundation for spearheading ambitious projects aimed at significantly expanding electricity access across the nation. Under his leadership, the REA is actively managing a diverse portfolio of initiatives, including the REA Capital Projects and the Rural Electrification Fund, REF, while fostering significant collaborations with partners such as the Africa Development Bank, AFDB, on the Nigeria Electrification Project, NEP, valued at $200 million, as well as the recently concluded World Bank NEP worth of $350 million. He recently championed the signing of two separate 100 billion facilities, one with First City Monument Bank, FCMB, and another with Lotus Bank, bringing the total of 200 billion naira, thereby enabling the use of local currency finance in close the energy access gap. Dr. Aliyu Abubakar was instrumental in securing $750 million in funding for the distributed access through renewable energy scale-up projects, the large off-grid program and of its kind in the whole world. This pivotal project focuses on increasing energy access through the development of both isolated and interconnected mini-grids alongside standalone solar power solution, including equipment for productive use. Its forward-thinking approach also promotes the adoption of renewable energy through innovative models such as the Renewable Energy Service Company, RESCO. Currently, Dr. Aliyu is diligently leading the development of a comprehensive national electrification strategy and implementation plan, NESIP, will be instrumental in establishing a national definition of energy access, harmonizing national energy access data, and streamlining financial resources to accelerate Nigeria's progress towards universal electricity access. It will also divide REA's engagement with subnational entities in alignment with the recently enacted Electricity Act 2023, while guiding the agency business plan to redefine its roles toward a more sustainable future for renewable energy and energy access in Nigeria. Under his leadership, the agency has facilitated the development of over 350 solar hybrid mini-grids, more than 1.4 million standalone solar systems, and captive solar power plants across 15 federal universities. These initiatives has impacted over 8 million Nigerians with a combined installed capacity of over 120 megawatts across various sectors, including agriculture. Today, we are privileged to have him share his knowledge, insight, and experience with us. With a standing ovation, please join me in welcoming Dr. Abba Abubakar Aliyu. You are welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Opeyemi Glory Omotosho. We would give out the microphone to Dr. Abubakar Aliyu, who will interact with us immediately now. Who will interact with us immediately now. But I'm happy to hear about the several multi-million-dollar projects that has been executed by Dr. Aliyu, and I am double sure that after this session, Ladoke will also be a major beneficiary of a multi-million-dollar project. It is on that note that I will be stepping aside for Dr. Aliyu. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this introduction. I don't know whether you can hear me clearly.
We can hear you loud and clear, sir.
All right. So thank you very much. First of all, I would like to sincerely apologize for my inability to be there physically. I personally wanted to be there, but an opportunity came up for some financing that we needed to conclude. And currently, I'm in Nairobi, Kenya, where we are having a global event that may catalyze some financing for the Nigerian renewable energy ecosystem. But without much ado, I would like to just provide some context as regards to the power outlook, the global power outlook. So my presentation, my remark, it's going to provide us with what is currently going on globally when it comes to electricity and electricity access. Then I will narrow it down to Nigeria specifically. What are the situation? What is the situation when it comes to the Nigerian electricity access, and what the current federal government of Nigeria is doing to address that, and the challenges as well as the opportunities. It is my expectation that students would get a good opportunity to see the trend that is taking place and the nexus between technology and electricity, as well as how artificial intelligence is going to shape the future of electricity in coming days. Now, I'll start by giving you some numbers. The first number that I'm going to give you is the number of people that are without electricity globally. As at 2025, it is being estimated that there are 957.5 million people that are without electricity access. But from 2025 down to 2021 to 2022, that number drastically reduced to just 685 million. However, what we noticed was that between 2021 to 2022, while the number has been reducing at a very aggressive rate, in 2021 and 2022 there was a slight increase. So while the number from 2026 up to 2020 was coming down drastically, at 2021/2022, the number of people increased by a marginal fraction of about 40 million. Now, beyond that, we also have seen globally how renewable energy is playing a key role in reducing electricity access challenge in the world. We have seen that the share of renewable energy has increased from 16.7% to 18.7%, achieving a 2% increase, which if you translate it into Naira, it means that an increase from 12.3 billion US dollars to 15.4 billion US dollars, which literally means that many countries in the world are adopting renewable energy as a means to address electricity access, and the countries as well as financiers are also committing a lot of financing into this renewable energy. We also have seen the watt per capita. What I mean by watt per capita, it means if you are to take for example, 1 kilowatt of renewable energy that has been generated and divided by the total number of people, what you get is watt per capita. So we have seen also an increase in watt per capita of renewable energy from 250 watt per capita to 424 watt per capita. Now, these four numbers tell us that renewable energy is taking a large chunk of share in addressing electricity access. The question now is, Why is it taking that share? Why is it increasing? There are a number of reasons. One, there has been global commitment to safeguarding the environment. We know that the conventional means of generating electricity affects the environment. And as a result of that, many global countries through the COP27, through the Paris Accord, through a lot of United Nations Convention commits to preserving the environment and channeling their effort towards the renewable energy. Secondly, it's also realized that renewable energy is the least cost of addressing electricity access. So rather than committing billions and billions of dollars to build thermal powered power plants to provide electricity, we realize that there are areas that the best means of addressing the electricity is to deploy distributed renewable energy. That is either solar power plants, solar farms, biomass, small, medium, micro hydros can serve as effective way of providing electricity without spending so much money. So the drive for efficient or the least cost of addressing electricity access also makes the global ecosystem to pursue renewable energy. Now, when you come back to Nigeria, the context for Nigeria, our drive for renewable energy may not necessarily be aligned with that of the global ecosystem. Our drive for renewable energy is a result of a number of reasons. One, we have the highest number of people without electricity. And these people that are without electricity, most of them are residing in the rural areas. By the estimate of the World Bank, Nigeria has 86 million people without electricity, of which 40 million of them have never been connected to electricity, and about 46 are connected to electricity, but the current supply has been very low. They get less than 5 hours of supply in a day. So, and the fact that these 40 million are in the rural areas, it becomes not efficient. It's not economically viable to extend the grid to provide electricity to these rural areas because one, their level of consumption is very low. Two, the most economically efficient means to provide them with the electricity is to build the solar farms within this community, build the distribution network, meter them and provide them with the electricity in the most efficient way. So that is why Nigeria adopted the renewable energy. The second reason is a strategic reason. If you look at the generation map, that most of the thermal power plant generation plants in the country are in the southwest and the south part of the country, which means that the country has to embark on an expensive building of distribution and transmission network from the south to the north to move the electrons and connect people in different parts of the country. As a result of that, it becomes imperative to now see a logical way, even as a means to stabilize the grid, to create generation in the northern part of the country to help in stabilizing the grid. Thirdly, is also strategic reason that the country has abundant renewable resources. We have very high irradiation level of solar. We have small, medium, and micro hydro. We have abundance biogas resources that can be utilized to create this sustainable electricity. So that is why Nigeria is embarking on this. Now, in context, I also want to give you some numbers. The current total generation capacity of Nigeria is 13,000 megawatts. The current transmission capacity of Nigeria is 8,100 megawatt, but the distribution network, the highest it has gone is 5,100, which means that there is misalignment of infrastructure. The transmission infrastructure that's supposed to take all the 13,000 megawatts of the generation capacity, it's not aligned with that generation capacity. We have to build more transmission capacity to meet up with the 13,000 generation capacity. But not only the transmission capacity, even the distribution capacity needs to be enhanced up to the level that it can absorb the entire 13,000 megawatts of the generation capacity. So that misalignment, it's currently affecting the supply of electricity in the country. But beyond that, if you are even going to take the generation capacity vis-a-vis the total population of the country, you will realize that we still have inadequate generation capacity. Take, for example, South Africa. South Africa, with a total population of not more than 55 million, have an existing generation capacity of 45,000 megawatts of electricity. While Nigeria, with over 220 million, we only have a paltry generation capacity of 13,000 megawatts. So it also daily means that we have to enhance our generation capacity. But even beyond that, keep that by the side. Look at what is happening in the global space. If you look at what China, India, and United States are doing, you will realize that there is now a global race to ramp up the generation of electricity due to one particular factor, and that factor is penetration of AI. Most of you in the university, I'm very sure, PT or DeepSeek or any of these AI tools, what you may know GPT one question. For example, you ask ChatGPT, who is the managing director of Rural Electrification Agency? ChatGPT in 5 seconds can give you the entire background of myself. But what you may not know is that for ChatGPT to generate that answer, it has to use between 0.24 to 0.68 watt of electricity. Now imagine 10 million questions in 10 seconds being asked. Imagine the quantum of electricity that will be required to power those AI drive and AI questions and AI methodologies. And that is why the MD of Indivia, or the founder of Indivia, mentioned that beyond the fight between the US and China on the chips, who owns chips, what kind of chips should US sell to the China, he said beyond that, that is not the most strategic advantage. He said the most strategic advantage is availability of electricity to power the data centers that may need to come up to power the thirst for AI globally. And that is why if you look at the projected demand of electricity, it's been envisaged that United States by 2050 will require or would have between 4.5 to 5.0 petawatt of electricity. Petawatt, I've never got to know about what petawatt is all about till I started researching on this AI and electricity need. 1 petawatt of electricity is equals to 1 million megawatt of electricity. So you can see how electricity is going to be driven. China, for example, it's also envisaged that by 2050, China will have between 10 to 12 petawatt of electricity. India will also have something similar to that of US, between 3.5 to 4.0 petawatt of electricity, while Malaysia will have between 0.28 to 0.34 petawatt of electricity. This is not because of anything, but because of the penetration of artificial intelligence. Beyond the chat GPT, we have seen now that artificial intelligence is driving how agriculture will be done, how medicine will be done. I give you two typical case studies that we analyze. One is Area 25 Health Center in Luenge, Malawi, where, and another one, it's a case study of a small-scale farmers in Kenya that are using AI tools. In the Malawi case, we have seen Area 25, which is a primary health center that partnered with Texas children hospitals. The AI-enabled monitoring that was provided by the Texas Children Hospital to that Area 25 in Malawi reduced the mortality rate by over 70%. This is as a result of the fact that AI gives opportunity to the medical practitioners in Malawi Area 25 hospital to interact with the Texas hospital and to also serve as a way to prescribe and to bounce back on the prescription of the medical practitioners in the Malawi Area 25 hospital. The same thing, we have seen that small-scale farmers in Kericho, in Kenya, we are using tools such as what they call virtual agronomist and plant village to improve decision making with some tripling crop yield. They use AI to even determine what kind of insecticide or pesticide, what level of fertilizer should be used, and that keep tripling the crop yield within that Kericho area in Kenya. Now, this is just a tip of an iceberg. The more the AI penetrate, the more agriculture, health, education, and other critical sectors of the Nigerian economy will be reliant on the AI to enhance quality of service and effectiveness. And that is why these global leaders are driving more and more in getting more electricity generation. I give you another example. China recently announced the construction, the commencement of the construction of Duang Dam in China, where in a border that is bordering Vietnam. That hydro generation plant that they would construct would be the biggest single generation plant in the entire world. It will generate over 60,000 megawatts of electricity, and it will be the biggest generation plant in the world. It will overshadow the Three Gorge Dam, which is currently the biggest generation plant in the world, which NASA, the United States Agency of Space and Science, said that because education sector, we are intervening in the health sector and we are intervening in the agricultural sector. When you pick the health sector, we have now completed for the first time 15 interconnected hybrid mini-grid in 15 federal government tertiary universities. We have completed 10.9 megawatt of hybrid mini-grid in the University of Port Harcourt, providing electricity to the university and the teaching hospital. We have completed 12 megawatt in University of Maiduguri, 9 megawatt in Federal University of Technology, Owerri, and another 6 megawatt in Federal University of Agriculture in Ondo State. We have completed 15 And as we've completed this 15, Mr. President, through the Renewed Hope Infrastructure Fund, provided another line of funding for us to start another set of 8. University of Lagos, where we are going to pioneer the first floating solar University, Ibadan at the Teaching Hospital, Ovabemi and Apollo University, University of Nigeria, Enugu, University of Benin, Ahmadu Bello University, Federal University Wukari in Taraba, and Federal University Dutse in Jigawa State. We are starting this round of 18 universities, and we will continue till we cover the entire universities to help create reliability and reduce cost of electricity for the universities. While we are doing that, as I mentioned earlier, we are also building over 1,000 mini grids all over the country. You can request for the details of all these communities and we'll provide you with that. As we are also doing that, we are catalyzing more funding for us to continue to do this intervention. And lastly is to also mention that we have mapped the entire country, which is also unprecedented, and for the first time in the history of Nigeria, we mapped the entire country. From my system, I can show you the rooftop of each of you, your own houses. We mapped the communities that exist in the country, from Lagos State, that we call the biggest community that has over 2.5 million households, to communities that only have 2 or 3 houses. We have the data of those communities. We know how many houses are in these communities. We have the estimate number of people. We know the best technology that should be used to provide electricity to this household. And we also know the socio-economic activities within these communities. We are using that data to influence the kind of technology we adopt in addressing the electricity. In conclusion, I would like to highlight the different opportunities that exist in the current renewable space. This is because as students and as potential operators within the system, it is important for us to know that now private sector are doing a lot, and more funding is going into the renewable space. And therefore, for some of us that want to be entrepreneurs, or those that want to work within the renewable space, to be aware of the enormous potential that exists. Across Nigeria, quite transformation is unfolding, one driven not merely by infrastructure, but by vision, the belief that energy access can become a catalyst for national renewal. This belief, shaped by the implementation of the Nigerian electrification project and continued today through the distributed access through renewable energy scale-up program, both implemented by Rural Electrification Agency. I must say that the distributed renewable energy scale-up, I mentioned that is the biggest publicly funded renewable energy that currently exists in the world. A $750 million that will catalyze 750 million that will catalyze 1.1 billion private sector funding. So some of the opportunities that exist, one is the opportunity for renewable energy service company. The way we have distribution company, new companies are emerging that are players within the renewable space and are now becoming RESCOs, renewable energy service company. They are the ones deploying this mini grid and providing electricity into the communities and selling this electricity. They are operating just like how the distribution company Discos are operating, and that it's a huge space for many of them. As at last 3 years, we only had not more than 30 RESCOs, but as at today, we have about 150 renewable energy service company, and we need more in that space. Secondly, we have seen the emergence of many fintech companies. We have seen youth that have taken the advantage and the opportunities that the renewable energy is providing and created applications that are one, enhancing collection of cells of electricity by from this mini grid, or providing technology for mini grids monitoring. We have seen many of these fintech, and they are coming up providing these services. Some of them are coming up and they are providing the service of operation and maintenance. So there is huge opportunity also for many youth that are interested in that regard. We also have seen a lot of the emergence of manufacturing. Before the as at 2022, the total generation capacity of manufacturing capacity of photovoltaic panels in Nigeria was 120 megawatts. But as at today, we have 300 megawatts of manufacturing capacity. Now, a PV panel being manufactured in Ikotun in Lagos State is being exported to Accra in Ghana. Now, and we currently have a pipeline of manufacturing capacity to about 3.7 gigawatts. Many are coming up between Lagos and Shagamu axis. About 5 manufacturing companies are coming. 2 are in Uyo, 2 in Kano, 3 in Lagos. All these are huge opportunities for manufacturing capacities. We also have seen the emergence of financing. A lot of financial institutions have seen the need and the opportunities in the renewable energy, and they are putting more funding in that regard. For those of you that are following the World Bank, that followed the World Bank spring meeting last week, would see that International Finance Corporation provided a funding of $38 million to the Nigerian RESCO, to this renewable energy service company that are operating in Nigeria. Those of you also that are following the activities of Rural Electrification Agency will see that the Rural Electrification Agency signed an MOU of 100 billion naira dual currency financing with First City Monument Bank. We also signed another 100 billion naira with Lotus Bank. Those are all the kind of funding that have been channeled into this ecosystem, which means a lot of opportunities are there. We also have seen the emergence of interconnected mini grids. These are mini grids that are built and connect them with the main grid. This interconnected mini grid requires a lot of technology, requires grid modernization, requires data management service. And that is a huge opportunity for technologists like you to venture into it, to be able to address the needs of these resources. We also have seen the need for a lot of talent building and development. We have seen companies that emerge specifically with the specialized area of training youth in the renewable resources. So some of you that are interested in the renewable energy can form companies that are into talent development and capacity building to address the capacity gap of talent in the ecosystem. Lastly, it's also to mention the data. I mentioned the mapping of the country, the need for mini grid monitoring. Data plays a critical role in the work that we are doing, and there's need for always technologies that will help in capturing data, data analytics, data analysis, data syndication. So a lot of gap exists within that area, and there's urgent need in this capacity. In my conclusion, I would like to state that Nigeria is setting a pace, is showing the global world currently how electricity access can be addressed. But beyond that, Nigeria is conscious that the world is moving towards providing electricity to meet the need of AI. And that is why Nigeria needs to up its game to meet that need. But currently, as we are addressing the electricity access gap in Nigeria, a lot of opportunities exist. And those opportunities have been enumerated in my remarks, and there is need for people like you to take advantage of these opportunities and make use of your qualification, education, technical knowledge, and experience to effectively take advantage of this opportunity. Once again, I thank you for inviting me, and do apologize that I couldn't be there in person. And I look forward to any other event for me to definitely come in person and have this engagement with you. Thank you very much once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. That is the voice and face of... Don't trip him off. Okay. That's the lecture we have gotten from the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Rural Electrification Agency of Nigeria. And so we want to say a very big thank you to you, the CEO, sir, Dr. Abba Abubakar Aliyu. Thank you for your time. Thank you for finding out space for us here today in Ladoke. And like I said much earlier, that we look forward to receiving a multi-million-dollar project here in Ladoke too. We're proud of what you are doing in Riyadh, the intervention in education, which we hope our citadel of learning, Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, will also benefit from. We're proud of what you are doing further, especially when you mentioned the mapping of the entire country. You will agree with me, dear listeners, that electricity is something very important to us in this country. And like Dr. Abubakar has mentioned, the cost of AI, especially when it comes to electricity consumption, is a major challenge for us as a country. If all we can generate is approximately 13,000 megawatts of electricity, and yet, how many of us have imagined, according to the second speaker, he said that's a whole lot. Well, for our feedback on who, okay, I have only 30 seconds. Please, okay, I'll bring the microphone.
Are quite multi-pronged. First question, I would like to ask that you've mentioned so many ideas, how you intend to transform the communities, how you intend to transform the society. However, you specifically talked about how you've been giving our high institutions, energy support, power support. My question is, beyond fixing all these solar plants in all of our institutions, beyond giving them this energy support or installation of all these facilities, what are you thinking in the direction of mentoring this set of people or creating a kind of pet group that can actually cross-link between REA and our ivory tower in Nigeria? Mr. Guest Speaker, I want to tell you that Lautech as an institution, we can champion something like that and bring forward a proposal that could ensure that these kind of ideas that you are promoting can actually be institutionalized in several institutions in Nigeria, beyond giving them facilities and how you've assisted several institutions. Although I'm not in that capacity to ask you, but incidentally the president walked in. I never knew that I was going to walk in before that time. So we would like to ask, what are you thinking for us as an institution, as Lautech? What do you intend to give us? What can you do to ensure that you help us to lit up our communities? We have Adenike communities. We have several communities here that by helping us to lit it up, we ensure that we enhance security. Thank you.
All right, so I'll step down to meet the second. Okay, just a moment. All right. No introduction, no greeting, straight to the question.
Thank you so much. My question goes thus. As someone that's even working in power sector, know the importance. The question is, what are the collaboration between their product is merely okay, but the transmission traction project is still by its ministry, is parastata and the power sector. If this transmission project is finished, completed, I know the power transmission in Ogbomoso will be very, very okay. The student, there will be no need for this solar or whatsoever we are talking of. Everything will be okay. Ogbomoso as a township is the best business hub in power sector in Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company, and they are not enjoying electricity.
All right, thank you very much. I am sure that our guest lecturer, an erudite scholar, a man with full chest and capacity, Dr. Haba Abubakar Liu, heard the questions very clearly, and is going to respond to your question. Can we please be attentive to get his feedback? Over to you, sir.
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the questions. Just that the third question, I didn't get it very well. If it can be written and sent in the comment section while I address the first and the second questions. So the first question in terms of the mentoring and creating like a capacity partnership between what we are doing at the institution like the Ladoke. What I did not mention is in each university that we deploy this infrastructure, we build world-class training center and we equip it with renewable energy equipment resources that the university can use in building, training the students of their institutions. As a result of this, we have seen that many universities that hitherto they were not offering courses in renewable energy, but because of the training center and the infrastructure that we have built, they have started offering courses in renewable energy. What we are doing is making sure that the infrastructure that has been deployed in the university, it's not just providing service of electrons, supply of electrons to the school, but it serves as a practical guide for training the student in renewable energy. What I also did not mention is in each of the universities. So for example, if we come to Ladoke to deploy this infrastructure, we are going to select 25 female STEM students, and we will involve them from soil testing, which is the first stage of the deployment of this infrastructure, to the commissioning of the project. They will be involved, and that is giving them a unique opportunity to have hands-on experience in the deployment of such kind of infrastructure. We have done it in all the universities that we deploy this infrastructure, building the world-class training center, putting equipment at the world-class training center, and involving female STEM students. We also went further that after that we train 100 students, and in this regard we do not discriminate. We involve all interested 100 students and we train them, so that will serve as a basis for the university to continue with the mentoring and building the capacity of students. And this is also an opportunity for the alumni of Ladoke. When we come and deploy this infrastructure, they can take over the world-class training center, continue to make it commercially viable and enhance the capacity. And this is something that we can novate to to the Alumni Association. And that comes to the second question, which is when are we going to come to the rescue of the LAUTEC? I would want to give the assurance that we are about to secure additional funding of 700 million from African Development Bank under their Desert to Power program. That funding, 300 million of that is going to be channeled to all other universities, and I'm very confident that LAUTEC will be one of the key major universities that we would definitely deploy our infrastructure and give you the world-class training center, connect the neighboring communities for you to also benefit from this. So that is the assurance that I'm giving. Like I said, I did not quite clearly get the question, the last question. So if I can, someone can rephrase the question or be written at the comments, then I can respond to the last question. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. The last question is about the power projects in Ogbomoso. Ogbomoso is the host community for LAUTEC. There is an ongoing power project in the community. And the question is about if there's anything your agency can do to help bring that power project to life.
So we wouldn't want, if there's a power project, I don't know whether we are the one doing the power project around the community, we would not want to combine the two. We would prefer to do the LAUTEC projects independent of that of the community. Reason being that the capacity of the university power demand, it's very high. What we have seen, it's nothing less than 3 megawatt, and 3 megawatt is a lot of capacity. For LAUTEC, even in as much as I know we have not done the energy audit, I believe based on the little that I have known, you would not require anything less than 5 megawatt of power plant. And 5 megawatt, it's huge. And what we do is also we ring fence the university, because what we also notice is as we deploy the power plant, the demand, the capacity continue to increase. And that is why we have to create an spur demand and headroom of capacity to meet the potential future demand. And that is why we may not want to connect the system that has been deployed at a community with that of the university, but rather use the one deployed at the university to power communities, because the communities, normally their demand, you find it is less than 1 megawatt, and that university can provide. And that is what we are doing in some universities. So please be patient. We would definitely deploy our power plant in LAUTEC, and you guys will enjoy these services. And I'm really happy to hear some of this.
Thank you very much.
And I will look forward that when we deploy the world-class training center, to start to see you mentoring students, not only Nigerian students, but even other regional students from other African countries. Thank you very much once again.
Yes, thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for the MDCO Rural Electrification Agency of Nigeria. Thank you so much, Dr. Abba Abubakar Liu, for your time. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for the promises and assurances. And we know that in no distant time, these things will manifest here in LAUTEC. Thank you so much. On behalf of the Global President, we say a very big thank you to you, sir. Now we're coming gradually to the tail end of the program. This time around to Mrs. Oluwato.
Right. Thank you so much for everyone. The school librarian, the assistants that also came around. So we'll reach out.
Okay, we'll certainly follow up, and we want to sincerely in advance appreciate you. The Global Secretary mentioned how to attend an hot-seated exam where he had gone for his PhD defense. Like I mentioned to you, Haji, engineer, concluded his PhD in Ladoke, Akintola, University of Technology. Shall we all please rise as we celebrate Mr. President? Put your hands together, let's celebrate him, celebrate him, celebrate him, celebrate him. We celebrate you, engineer, Dr. Olamilekan Abdurrahman Badmos Omolore. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. On behalf of the Lautech alumni globally, with maximum from the president.
Thank you, everyone. I must congratulate us all. I believe the turnout today was very good, and one way or the other further. You have a lot of opportunities ahead of you. Lautech shaped where I am today. Despite having 2 masters from Obafemi Awolowo University, I still came back here for my PhD. That is to let you know that the substance that I got from here also tells me wherever I'm going to. On this note, so I don't take most of your time, I thank you all for attending this alumni lecture. And I want you to know there is a lot you can benefit. In one of these gatherings last year, that a student asked a question here, and it was based on that question, the guest lecturer, she helped her to get into KPMG, and today she has finished, but because of Convocation next year. Thank you all for coming.
Alumni Association Worldwide, engineer Olalekan Abdurrahman Badmos. We'll call it a day for this year till we see, by the very grace of God, inshallah bikuratullah, next year. Until that time, from me, Dr. O.S. Agbola, I want to say a very big thank you to you all for coming. Photo session. We can take photograph session. Photo session.